Chosen ones, hear this with an unshaken heart. What is rising all around you is no accident whatsoever. It is the flame of a holy shift that has been gathering strength deep within you for years. A quiet promise the Father placed inside you long before you ever felt it stir. And now the courts of heaven are leaning forward as your life crosses a sacred, unseen line. Just as Isaiah 43 verse 19 declares, "Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it?" You have already walked farther than anyone who knows you ever believed possible, farther even than you once dared to dream. And that quiet courage has shaken the invisible realm in ways that can no longer be overlooked. Every decision you made in the dark, every war you fought in secret, every single time you kept walking when your strength was gone, has kindled something heavenly that is now propelling you into a divine pivot point that will not be delayed. That is exactly why you were drawn to these words at this precise hour. The Spirit orchestrated this moment on purpose to jolt you awake to the magnitude of what you carry. And as this fresh anointing swells within you, know that the adversary is growing frantic. That is why the road has felt so narrow lately and the atmosphere so thick. When destiny accelerates, resistance always follows. Yet the Lord speaks over you the same words He gave Joshua 1 verse 9. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. This is not the season to retreat into old fears or settle back into what feels safe. This is the hour to sharpen your spirit and lock your gaze forward, because the veil is growing thin and hidden things are rising to the surface. People will suddenly show where their true allegiance lies. Long-concealed opposition will step into the light. Every upheaval you see is part of a holy rearrangement designed to catapult you higher. And through it all, God is watching your heart, your posture, your surrender, not looking for flawlessness, but for readiness. Because your readiness is the very key that turns the lock on the next door. So before we go any deeper into this awakening, let this truth sink all the way down. You were never chosen to fade into the crowd. You were chosen to ascend. The Lord has been shaping you in secret places you couldn't comprehend, leading you exactly as Psalm 32 verse 8 promises. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye upon you. Now the appointed time has arrived when every distraction must fall silent. Your soul has circled the wilderness long enough, chasing answers in people, in feelings, in situations that were never meant to carry the weight of your calling. Heaven is summoning you back into perfect alignment, commanding you to stop hunting horizontally and begin looking vertically, because the season of delay over your life has officially ended. The Lord stands ready to thrust you forward the moment you decide to trust Him without reserve. This is not a warning. It is the invitation of a lifetime, the kind that knocks only once. The urgency you feel is real, because it is. Time itself is bending around you right now. The portal of radical transformation has swung wide open, and before the Lord lifts you into the new thing He has prepared, He is asking you to release every remnant of the old that still clings to your hands. No former burden is permitted to cross the threshold into what He is waiting. As the minutes pass, remember that His patience is pure mercy, yet mercy still requires movement. This is the moment of decision. Will you rise, or will you remain? Stagnation is no longer allowed, and right now God is calling you to recognize the weight of this exact moment you are living in. Just as Proverbs 4 verse 25 commands, let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you, with that laser focus. Step boldly into the transformation that is already breaking open around you. But before we dive any deeper into this now or never word, I need you to do 3 quick things right now. Smash that like button. Hit subscribe. We're marching toward 40,000 subscribers, and you cannot afford to miss what's coming next. Drop the number 99 in the comments. That number is charged with spiritual authority. By releasing it, you magnify this word and declare to heaven and earth that you are ready to receive what God is pouring out. And to every partner sowing into this ministry through comments, super thanks, or any seed you give, hear me clearly. You are not merely donating. You are co-laboring. We are locked arm in arm in this holy mission. Your seed is not random. It is strategic alignment. It is you telling the Father, I am all in, move me forward. chosen one. As you lean further into this Kairos moment, understand that the only thing still blocking the breakthrough that has been orbiting your life is hesitation. When the Lord calls you higher, He clothes you with strength you never knew you owned and vision you never knew you lacked. Yet He still waits for one thing: your unreserved yes, your full surrender, your refusal to keep glancing over your shoulder. Hebrews 10 verse 35 roars over you today. Do not throw away your confidence. It will be richly rewarded. Your tomorrow is not chained to anyone else's opinion. It is anchored to your courage to keep moving when the path is foggy. Right now, your faith has to outshout your fear. Every excuse you've nursed, every justification for delay, every lying voice insisting you're not ready, silence them all so the fire God planted in you can blaze. Because the truth is this: you were never created to settle. Heaven has already scripted a destiny far beyond the small boxes you've allowed to define you. That's why the Spirit is pressing you to stop letting situations steer you and start letting His word captain the ship. Psalm 37 verse 23 declares, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and He delights in His way." Nothing about your journey right now is accidental. Every step is divinely directed, forged, and aimed straight at the breakthrough your soul has been groaning for. The storms swirling around you are not proof you missed it. They are evidence you're being forged. Growth is never comfortable. As the Lord positions you for what's next, He's asking you to upgrade the words coming out of your mouth. Stop feeding fear with your vocabulary and start starving it with thanksgiving. Gratitude doesn't just feel good. It unlocks doors you didn't know were already turning. In the coming days, your heart will be stretched, your endurance tested, your faith put under the microscope, not to crush you, but to purify you. Gold never apologizes for fire. Romans 5 verses 3 to 4 reminds us that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance produces character, and character produces hope. A hope that does not disappoint. This pressure is birthing an unshakable hope inside you, even while uncertainty still lingers. God is training you to soar above the noise and trust Him when the landing strip is hidden. He's asking, can you stay thankful in the tension? Can you keep praising before the promise shows up in your hands? Because gratitude is the bridge between your now and your next. As you cross it, old habits will crumble, excuses will lose their voice, fears will shrink, and your true identity will rise in unshakable authority. Your calling is not a maybe. It is a mandate, written before you drew your first breath. Ephesians 2 verse 10 thunders the truth. We are His masterpiece, created in Christ Jesus for good works that He prepared beforehand, that we should walk in them. And now that assignment is pounding on the door of your spirit right now, commanding you to quit running, quit hiding, quit acting like you're ordinary, because you are not merely capable, you are handpicked. Heaven has poured too much into you for you to turn back at the threshold. The longer you fight your calling, the heavier your spirit grows. Not because something is wrong with you, but because you were built to advance. Forward is the only direction the Father is allowing anymore. So lift your head, square your shoulders, and stride forward, because nothing about this hour is casual. Everything about it is sovereign. Heaven itself is holding its breath to see how you answer the invitation set before you. The invitation to rise, to trust, to obey, to become. Chosen one. You are nearer to your breakthrough than your feelings can register or your eyes can confirm. That nearness is precisely why the pressure has spiked. When the Lord is about to fling open a door that has stayed locked for years, the spiritual climate around your life starts shifting in ways that feel strange and heavy. If you're not watchful, you'll misread this holy pressure as trouble instead of recognizing it as promotion. 2 Corinthians 4 verse 17 still stands. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. Right now, God is rearranging people, moving obstacles, and straightening roads you didn't even know were crooked. While new doors are materializing in the unseen, He is asking one thing from you: undistracted focus. Because without focus, you will walk right past the opportunity placed inches from your hand. That is why distractions have multiplied lately. Trying to drag your eyes toward fear, toward doubt, toward voices that were never assigned to carry your future. But the Spirit is commanding you. Lift your gaze higher and lock on to Proverbs 3 verse 6. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your paths straight. The straight path rarely feels soft, but it is always on purpose. As you walk it, you must release the fear of failing that has lied to you for years. Failure is not what's waiting ahead. Radical transformation is the kind that rewrites who you think you are, reignites strength you thought was gone, and awakens you to what God has been constructing inside you all along. This transformation demands you step past hesitation and plant your feet in raw courage. Because courage is a key that swings open doors doubt has bolted shut. Your spirit already knows this. That's why you feel the inward tug to rise, even when your mind is spinning. God is watching how you move in this very second, watching whether you will answer with faith when the full picture is still hidden, watching whether you will trust the same way Abraham trusted when God said, "Leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land I will show you." Genesis 12, verse 1. Like Abraham, you are being asked to move because you heard the voice, not because you can already see the city. What God has prepared for you is far too vast for natural eyes right now. In the coming days and weeks, He will test, not torment, your readiness to follow where He leads, not to break you, but to elevate you. Every great destiny demands a moment of total surrender, and this is yours. Stay faithful in the squeeze, and your purpose will explode onto the scene with a velocity that will steal your breath. God is never late. He is surgically precise, syncing your maturity with the exact second your assignment needs you at full strength. He is telling you to stop shrinking to fit rooms you have already outgrown, and to step fully into the stature He has sculpted in you. The excuses that once sounded reasonable have officially expired. Every postponement you tolerated before just hit its deadline. The courts of heaven are leaning in, waiting on one word from your mouth. Yes, because your yes carries the weight of generations, the weight of souls tied to your obedience, the weight of destinies that pivot the moment you choose courage today. That is why the pressure feels so intense right now. Not to crush you, but to awaken you. Not to bury you, but to birth you into the purpose that has been shouting your name long before you ever recognized it. This moment, this precise hour you're standing in, is the hinge upon which your entire future swings. Chosen one, the shaking you feel in every corner of your life right now is not collapse. It is construction. God is ripping out the old foundation beneath you to pour a new one strong enough to hold the weight of glory you have never carried before. It may feel violent, but hear Haggai 2 verse 9 again. The latter glory of this house will be greater than the former. The season coming will eclipse everything you've known. This is not a minor tweak. This is a total overhaul. From the way you think to the people you walk with to the doors that are about to swing open. The shaking is heaven's demolition crew, clearing out what expired years ago and making room for upgrades that have your name written all over them. What feels like your world coming apart is actually your world coming into alignment. Anchor yourself in Psalm 16, verse 8. I keep my eyes always on the Lord. With Him at my right hand, I will not be shaken. The enemy wants you to read this tremor as threat. God wants you to read it as transition. This next elevation will not be gradual. It will be a launch, a divine catapult into a chapter that bears zero resemblance to anything behind you. Right now, God is orchestrating meetings, shifting resources, and lining up conversations that will click everything into place. Even the losses you mourn are being repurposed into launch pads, because not one tear, not one closed door, not one night of wrestling has been wasted. Every trial was a training room where your faith grew muscle, your resilience grew teeth, and your discernment grew eyes in the back of your head. Now the Spirit is asking one question. Do you trust me enough to let go of the steering wheel? Surrender is the narrow gate to the next dimension. To walk through it, you must release the death grip on control and step into the unknown with both feet. Deuteronomy 31 verse 8 still thunders over you. The Lord Himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. He is already ahead of you, bulldozing obstacles you haven't even seen yet, preparing tables in places you haven't imagined, rewriting the painful chapters so they end in triumph and testimony. Do not fight the shaking. What feels like instability is actually architecture. God is building a stronger you, a sharper you, a more locked in you. When this phase of construction finishes, doors that mocked you will fly open at your touch. Opportunities that used to dangle out of reach will drop straight into your lap. Blessings you labeled delayed will land so fast you'll call them sudden. God's timing has never been late. It has been surgical, waiting for your spirit to stretch to the size of what he is about to hand you. So take the deepest breath you've taken in years. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your eyes. The shaking is not the signal that something is falling apart. It is the signal that everything is finally falling into place. Your breakthrough is not on its way. It is here. And as you step fully into this divine shift, you will look back and see that every slammed door, every brutal season, every moment of doubt was equipping you for the promotion that now stands right in front of you. Chosen one. The breakthrough building around you is not some far-off hope, but current truth revealing itself layer by layer. And even if you can't grasp every piece yet, the heavens have already started the process. Just as Habakkuk 2 verse 3 proclaims, "For the vision awaits its appointed time. It hastens to the end. It will not lie. If it seems slow, wait for it. It will surely come. It will not delay." And this assurance is what the Lord wants you to hold on to tightly, because your promise is no longer just being readied. It is stepping into full view. And all that is asked of you in this hour is the boldness to advance, the trust to respond, the readiness to shift. Blessings do not pursue those who remain frozen. They align with those who move in the direction of God's whisper. And that is why every diversion has attempted to hijack your attention. Every anxiety has tried to slip into your mind. Every murmur of uncertainty has tried to persuade you that you are unprepared, because the adversary understands that a locked-in chosen one is unbreakable. A trusting chosen one is immovable, and a thankful chosen one is untouchable. And in these coming hours, the Lord is calling you to pivot your soul into a richer stance of thankfulness. Because thankfulness swings open heavenly gates that sheer effort cannot budge. And thankfulness holds your spirit steady even when your situations feel chaotic. And this is why Colossians 4 verse 2 instructs, "Devote yourselves to prayer, being watchful and thankful, because thankfulness heightens your perception, deepens your insight, and readies you to embrace what the Lord has been reserving just for you." And in this sacred opening, the Lord is observing how you navigate the minor details, the awkward interruptions, the sudden irritations, not to push you to the edge, but to lift your inner being higher. And lifting demands integrity, endurance, humility, and thankfulness. And these next 3 days will overflow with quiet changes in your soul, quiet revelations in your thoughts, quiet restorations in your inner self that will equip you for the enormous favors poised right past this doorway. And as you navigate this period, you might feel pulled or uneasy, but know that being pulled is evidence of expansion, not hardship, and tension is evidence of readiness, not discipline. And the Lord is summoning you to walk away from justifications, walk away from evasion, walk away from the patterns that have kept you stuck far too long. Because fleeing from your assignment will only postpone your future. And every postponement burdens your soul more, because you were never designed to play it safe, never designed to disappear, never designed to diminish yourself to suit spaces that fail to respect the scale of your mission. And your future has been summoning you more insistently than ever. And now the Lord is pressing you to cease fighting, and at last heed that summons, recalling what Jeremiah 1 verse 5 declares, "Before I formed you in the womb I knew you, before you were born I set you apart." Meaning your mission predates your worries, outpowers your hesitations, and runs deeper than your questions. And the hour has arrived for you to quit wondering if you measure up and begin living as the selected one you truly are, because every instrument you require has already been embedded inside you. Every provision you require is already falling into place. Every entrance you require is already set to unlock. And the Lord is inquiring if you will rely on Him sufficiently to advance toward what He's arranged. Because your tomorrow demands your agreement. Your promotion demands your compliance. And your breakthrough demands your readiness to advance, even when the entire route remains unclear. Just as Peter walked on water in Matthew 14, verse 29, when Jesus called, "Come," because at times the Lord offers only a single directive, a single prompt, a single invitation, and your whole future turns on your reaction to that one instance. And this very second, this is that instance, the instance where your trust must outvoice your anxiety. Your boldness must soar above your uncertainty. and your inner self must guide you ahead into the destiny that awaits with arms wide open to receive you. Chosen one, the season you are crossing into is not another lap around the same mountain. It is a complete overhaul, the kind that rewires how you think, how you move, how you pray, and how you see the image in the mirror. Because God is not handing you a minor upgrade. He is walking you into a holy reset that will flood every corner of your existence. And this reset is not a phase. It is permanent. Ezekiel 36 verse 26 still thunders. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you. That new spirit already stirring in your chest is proof the renewal has started, stripping away old fears, old habits, old insecurities that have no place on the person you are becoming. As this metamorphosis unfolds, you must release every remnant of the former you. The new blessings cannot latch onto a version that once lived in survival. God is summoning you to live one in purpose, not paralysis, in faith, not flinching, in audacity, not apprehension, resting the truth that His blueprint for you is more solid than anything you ever tried to construct alone. 1 Corinthians 2 verse 9 still stands unbreakable. No eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no mind has imagined what God has prepared for those who love Him. What He has waiting in this next chapter will shatter every ceiling you ever place on yourself. You were never crafted for ordinary. You were forged for influence. And influence demands a spirit primed to obey, a heart primed to believe, and a mind cleansed of every distraction that once siphoned your fire. In these next 3 days, as heaven calibrates your inner world, the Lord will flood you with crystalline clarity, unshakable conviction, and supernatural confidence. Confidence that does not come from your own reserves, but from knowing the God of the universe is actively scripting your comeback, moving pieces you cannot touch, multiplying seeds you thought were dead. As you press into the sacred window, plant Psalm 121 verse 2 deep in your soul. My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. Your help never hinged on people. It is always hinged on Him. And right now He is moving fast, flinging open doors that were welded shut, restoring what was stolen, and promoting what the world ignored. This is the moment your waiting morphs into receiving. Your groans turn into testimonies. Your endurance cashes out in reward. Distractions will still scream, but you must stay locked in, undeterred, unmoved. What is being released over your life is too priceless to forfeit to fear, too sacred to abandon to doubt, and too strategic to let slip away. God is not watching to condemn you. He is watching to champion you, to empower you, to undergird you as you step across the threshold into a season engineered for triumph. This final examination is not about your intellect or your muscle. It is about your trust. Trust is the master key that unlatches destiny. When you trust without full disclosure, heaven mobilizes. James 1 verse 12 still promises, blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because, having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised. Your steadfastness in this hour will crown you with blessings no thief can touch, no storm can shake, no enemy can steal, because what God releases is guarded by His own hand. The waiting is over. Manifestation has begun. Everything you carried to the altar is now descending from the spirit realm into your natural hands, not trickling, but surging with holy acceleration. When God says now, nothing in hell or earth can postpone it. Chosen one, it is time. The night shift has ended. The door is flung wide. The shift is in full motion. The breakthrough is breathing. The new you is alive, and creation is about to meet the version of you that heaven has been hiding in the fire. So step out now, bold, grateful, fully persuaded. This is not merely your season to rise. This is your season to ascend into the unrestrained fullness of your purpose, your assignment, your destiny, and the greatness God breathed into you before you ever drew breath. If this word just set your spirit on fire, if it reached into the hidden places and spoke life, don't hoard it. Drop, I am seen by heaven, and I will walk in purpose, in the comments to lock this prophecy over your life. Hit subscribe so you never miss what God is saying next. Until we meet again, chosen one, walk fearless, walk favored, and walk in the truth of who you have always been.